Today's lesson is on writing linear equations. We've already discussed writing equations of vertical lines and writing equations of horizontal lines. So today we're focusing on the other cases that are not vertical or horizontal. So there's three forms of a linear equation. We've already discussed these. We've got slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Your m is your slope and your b is your y-intercept. Remember that if you substitute 0 for x, you end up getting b for the y value, so that's why it's your y-intercept. We also have point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Remember that m represents your slope, and x1 comma y1 are a point on the line. The third form is called standard form, ax plus by equals c. Now when you're writing the equation for this, you have to be careful because a, b, and c are integers. They're not allowed to be decimals or fractions. That's what integers are. And a has to be greater than or equal to 0. So let's look at an example here. When you guys start writing your equations, you're always going to start step 1, start in point slope form. So I'm going to take point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, and you're going to substitute in your information. So my y is negative 3, so I have y minus negative 3 equals m, which is negative 2/5, times x minus 4. And we're going to ask you guys to write your equations in all three forms. So this becomes y plus 3 equals negative 2/5 times x minus 4. And we're done for point slope form. So I'm going to highlight that. That's my answer for point slope form. Very easy. Now, we have two more forms to write the equation of. You can do either slope-intercept or standard form next. I'm going to go ahead and do standard form. So keep in mind that in standard form, you're not allowed to have fractions. So that's what I'm going to take care of first. First thing is I don't want any fractions. So in order to eliminate the fraction, I could distribute inside, which gives me y plus 3 equals negative 2/5 x plus 8/5. And now I want to get rid of my denominator. How do I get rid of 5 in the denominator? Well, you have to multiply the left and the right side of the equation by 5. So I'm going to multiply by 5. That's going to help me so I don't have any fractions, because remember in standard form you can't have fractions. So the left side of my equation becomes 5y plus 15 equals, now when I distribute this in, my denominators are going to cancel. So I end up with negative 2x plus 8. Awesome, no fractions. Now in standard form, remember we need let me write this over here, ax plus by equals c. We need ax plus by to be on the left side and the c, the integer, the constant, all by itself on the right. So I'm going to add 2x, So now I have 2x plus 5y plus 15 equals 8. I'm going to subtract 15, so I get 2x plus 5y equals 8 minus 15 is negative 7, right? Negative 7. My a, b, and c are all integers, no decimals or fractions, and my a value is positive. So I'm done. This is my answer for standard form. Okay. And my last form is slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to take my standard form, and all I'm going to do is isolate my y value. So I have 2x plus 5y equals negative 7. And keep in mind that anywhere along the way, if you just isolate y, you have it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to subtract 2x, and we get 5y equals negative 2x minus 7. Divide by 5. Make sure you're dividing everything by 5. So I get y equals negative 2 over 5x minus 7 over 5. And this is slope-intercept form. And that's it. I've written the equation of a line that passes through this point and has this slope, and I've written it in all three forms. Now, let's go on Desmos real quick and make sure this actually looks like what it's supposed to look like. So, y plus 3 equals negative 2/5 times x minus 4. Oops. All right, so it should pass through the point 4, negative 3. Let's check. There it is. There's the point 4, negative 3 about. Okay. And it has a slope of negative 2 over 5. If we start at one point like this, go down 2 over 5, sure enough we get to another point. Okay? All right, so we did a good job. And if you graph any of these equations here in Desmos, standard form or slope-intercept form, then it should give you the same equation. Is our y-intercept actually negative 7 over 5? Let's check. Yes, negative 7 over 5 is the same thing as negative 1.4. So that's our y-intercept. Okay? All right, so with your partner, or by yourself, however you want to do it, you are going to work on this example problem. Write the equation in all three forms of a line that passes through the point 4, 3 with slope 2. So pause the video, work that out, and then you need to call me over to come check that when you're done. All right, so you should have worked out this problem. I'm not going to show you the answer. You need to have done that on your own. So the next problem is just a little bit different. Write the equation of a line in all three forms that passes through the points negative 3, 5 and negative 6, 4. So again, step 1, we want to start out in point slope form. Well, I don't have my slope, so I need to find it. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. This becomes plus 3. Negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. So my slope is positive 1/3. There's my m. Now, when I write my equation, it doesn't matter which point I substitute. So remember, we're doing point slope. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm going to plug in my point. I'm going to choose the first one. So y minus 5 equals 1/3 times x minus negative 3. So this becomes y minus 5 equals 1/3 times x plus 3. We're done with point slope form. Point slope. Done. Okay, box it in. There's my answer. Now, from here I'm going to go to standard form. And again, remember, we don't want fractions or decimals in standard form. So I'm going to get rid of my fraction. Y minus 5, first distribute in, so 1/3 x plus 1/3 times 3 is 3/3, which is just 1. And now I don't want any decimals or fractions because this is standard form. So I'm going to multiply by my denominator on the left and the right, which is 3. That's going to give me 3y minus 15 equals, now distributing inside, 3 times 1/3, well the 3's cancel and you just get x, plus 3 times 1 is 3. Now remember, standard form, ax plus by equals c. I want my ax and by on the left, and I want my c, my constant by itself, on the right. So I'm going to subtract x, you get negative x plus 3y minus 15 equals 3. I'm going to add my 15 plus 15, negative x plus 3y equals 18. Now, remember also, a has to be greater than or equal to 0. Well, my a value is negative 1. How do you get that to change? We got to either multiply by negative 1 or divide everything by negative 1. That changes all the signs. This becomes positive x minus 3y equals negative 18. Done. No fractions, no decimals. X and y are on the left, my constants on the right. My a value is positive. This is my answer in standard form. So there's standard form. And last but not least, I want slope-intercept form, so I'm going to isolate my y. X minus 3y equals negative 18. Subtract x, so I get negative 3y equals negative x minus 18. Divide by negative 3. Make sure you divide everything by negative 3. This becomes y equals positive x over 3 plus 6. And there's my answer in slope-intercept form. Now, another one for you to try. When you're done with this, you call me over and I will check it. So you need to write the equation in all three forms of a line with a y-intercept of negative 4 and slope 1/2. Remember, a y-intercept of negative 4 means they're actually giving you a point. What comma what are they giving you? So work that out. When you're done, call me over, check it. And my last example for you, pause the video, do the other problem first, and now come to this. All right, so we want to work out, actually you can do this these last two by yourself. So same thing, passes through the points 1, negative 2 and 5, 1. So I want you guys to work that out. When you have it, call me over and I'll check it. And then the last one that I want you guys to do on your own is write the equation of a line in all three forms that has slope equals negative 2 and y-intercept of 4/3. Okay, so work that guy out also. And when you're done with those and you've gotten them checked, then you can get started on your homework.